Welcome to the Underground Sound. I am DJ X Tech. With me, as always, is Carlos Fandango. Our special guest today is Russ Palladino. The Underground Sound, putting the us back into music.
Please like, subscribe, and share, and let's get your music out there.
Carlos, how are you doing today?
Yeah, really well, thanks. It's been lovely and sunny and hot today in England, and we've been just enjoying the nice weather. It's been a very busy week, but it's a nice end to the week when it's always sunny and blue skies. I can never complain when it's like that. It's good. How's things there?
Well, extremely hot. So yesterday was 92 degrees with a feel like of 105. Today is 97 with a feel like of 110. So I'm pretty much done with it. Our special guest, Russ, here. Russ, give us a little breakdown. Tell us about the weather, obviously, and give us a little breakdown. Let us know, what do you do? What's your musical background? What kind of music do you like? Who are your influences? Let's give the viewers here some knowledge on Russ Palladino.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. Well, first of all, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with both of you. Carlos, I've actually had the great fortune of meeting, befriending, and creating some music with.
Likewise. Very good.
Besides loving his music, I could listen to Carlos talk all day long because I love his accent.
Right.
And we're two Americans and we got this regular old accent, but I don't know, whatever Carlos says, it just sounds like beautiful and intelligent. I love it.
Oh wow.
See, that's the thing, right? With the British accent, everything sounds intelligent, and then you kind of you watch these shows where it's a whole bunch of people hanging out at a pub and they're having, they got the pipe going and then they're having like a nice or something, right? Everything always sounds intelligent, but let's leave the politics behind. Let us know about a little bit about blah blah blah. If I can get my words together here, let us know a little bit about your musical background.
All right. My first instrument is saxophone, and I've been a professional saxophonist really since I'm 15 years old. I started going out and subbing for my teacher, and I grew up in a musical household and have always loved all kinds of music. Probably got more jazz in my house than a lot of people would because my dad was a saxophone player. It is a saxophone player, but he hasn't been playing in a while, but he's still with us. My brother, drummer. And, my dad loved the music of John Coltrane and Miles Davis, and that's what I really started with, that and sort of like an eclectic variety of other stuff. I could just name some of my favorite things that I listened to growing up. The Best of Sam and Dave, and the Santana Abraxas album, and Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. And along the way, I played with rock bands and blues rock bands and rockabilly bands and Rolling Stones tribute bands and jazz groups, jam bands. So I love all of that. And I guess I'm not the jazz musician that I could be because I insist on playing all of those kinds of music. And I play with several bands and have always been a composer or songwriter. And now I'm thinking of myself more as a composer because I'm writing and building a catalog for sync licensing, and it's a lot of instrumental music. And during the pandemic, I kind of really had one of those moments where I had to stop and look in the mirror and say, well, you're getting older now, and all of a sudden all of your gigs are dried up, and where are you? What opportunity is there for me at my age? I'm 58 years old. And
which again, neither of us can believe, because it's just, no, you're like 40, man. I don't believe you.
Well, I tried to start taking way better care of myself when I was turning 50 because I was having a meltdown that I was turning 50. But I eat well, I exercise, and I try and keep myself together. But yeah, so I realized that what I really truly love is writing music, recording music, and I enjoy playing live too, and I enjoy playing with friends and the gigs that I do, but I think less so nowadays than I used to, or maybe it's the way I think of it now. Like when I was younger, man, I just wanted to be on the road and playing with bands, touring the world and stuff like that. I did a little bit of touring, but it never really came to that. And now I feel like my best creativity is expressed in my composing. So I write in a lot of different styles, and I'm already starting to see a little bit of hint of that I made the right choice, because I have two companies which asked me to submit music. One already offered me a contract to represent the songs in my catalog. So things are moving in the right direction.
Really good.
That's kind of a synopsis.
That's awesome. That's awesome, and congratulations on that. Let me ask you before we get started with the show here. What do you think the biggest hurdle is today with social media and the music industry? Because to me, it's a bit counterintuitive, because you would think that we have this entire freaking universe, for crying out loud, to promote ourselves and promote our music, but yet it just makes it it seems that much more difficult. So what do you think about the social media trend? How do you think that maybe it's kind of like helped or hindered, or just give me some thoughts on it?
Well, I think that it's more democratic than it's ever been. It's cheaper than it's ever been. You could literally be totally in control of your music, if you want to call it a product, your message, the way you're perceived, the way you portray yourself, and potentially you can reach millions of people, not just in your own area or country, but worldwide. Mm-hmm. So that said, there's a lot to be desired, just from the fact that we can have all of that and have it all for free or almost free. But I think that there's just so much music being made on a daily basis, being released on a daily basis, all forms of creative endeavors, art and podcasts and movies and vlogs and everything, that there's just so many seconds of brain time that are available, and it's just, how do you get noticed? And part of me believes that if you have to be excellent to be noticed, or you have to have some really great of the moment luck or gimmick to be noticed. But even I've released music, albums in recent times, and you post about it, and your friends all give you a quick like, and you don't really know if they listen to it or not. And so then probably not, because I always say to my friends who come to me and ask me for advice about this, like, I say, well, okay, first person to ask about this is not me, it's you. What do you do on a daily basis? Do you listen to the full, version of the things that people click, or do you do like a quick, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good, and move on to the next thing? I think our attention spans have shrunk to the degree that it's very difficult to get somebody's attention like we used to, give the attention to our favorites and sit down and, break open a new album and stare at the cover while we listened, from beginning to end, and flipped it over and then flipped it anymore. So maybe what has to happen is we have to, shorten what we do, and that might be a way to get noticed.
I think,
But
I
I think it's still being written. It's still being written. What this time and what this social media world is really going to do to all of us.
I think for myself personally, there's a certain allure that I have to print, because back in the day when we would have to read these magazines like Rolling Stone and Heavy Metal magazine and everything, you would everybody kind of had a favorite band. You had posters up on your wall of like the band that you wanted to listen to, and when an album came out, it was introduced and it was hyped up, and you had to wait and you had to wait and you had to wait, and I think that just made it all that much more appealing. Whereas now, I think they said something like 40,000 new songs per month are uploaded to Spotify, and there's over 300 hours worth of footage uploaded to YouTube every minute. So how do you compete with that? You have 300 hours worth of footage uploaded every minute.
Yeah, I mean, I think, believe it or not, I've heard that it was 20,000 individual things uploaded, for digital distribution per day, not per month, worldwide. So
yeah, I could have gotten it wrong. You could be right.
Yeah, and it's
all right. You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know.
I am.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know if you were on a phone or.
I lost Carlos. Carlos is going in and out.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh, that's all on your end, buddy.
Looks it.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was clear for myself on mine and on Tom's as well. Yeah.
Are you up on are you up on Wi-Fi or are you using like data?
I'm using Wi-Fi right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe. Hang on. I'm in my basement, and generally, I have pretty good Wi-Fi down here. Maybe I'm talking too much. It's telling me. Telling me to shut up a little bit.
Like, shut the hell up, right?
Well, if you do get a chance, anybody out there who's watching and listening, do check out Russ's work, because it's excellent. And it was Russ who, after we'd sort of hooked up and got conversing and talking about music and various things, he'd sent through a few of his short tracks, the kind of ones that you'd put on the sync licensing. And there was one that just really appealed to me out. They're all really good and diverse, which is really appealing. But one really appealed, and that became, I'd sent. This is the good thing about modern music, that we could just send across things to each other and ideas really easily, the other side of the world. And we just, I'd send across some lyrics and some ideas, and just reconstructed a sort of a hashed up sort of version of the song, sent it back to Russ. Russ liked it, and then put the song together in the proper order, and changed one of the midsection with the saxophone solo, and then we sort of bounced it backwards and forwards a couple of times. And of course, now we've got Mother's Love, which is a lovely Mother's Day song to mothers, motherhood, and mums everywhere. But it was so nice to be able to do that, because that was all because we hooked up on social media and got chatting and got friendly and liked each other's music, and that was great.
It was a great song, great tribute to Mom. Obviously, for anybody that's watching here, I believe I had the video up on the 1s and 2s. I think it was episode either 13 or 14, one of those. But if you go into it, you look at the description, you'll find a link to their Mother's Love. Go check it out by all means. Absolutely wonderful song. And even if it's not Mother's Day, hey, you may just want to send it to your mom just because she did something nice for you. Maybe she cooked you dinner, or maybe you went over to grandma's house and gained 15 pounds because she baked you like 15 cakes, right? So send it out to your grandma, send it out to your mom, send it out to your wife, your daughter, whoever. I mean, it's a great tribute to women all over the place there. So definitely Russ Palladino, Carlos Fandango did a great job on that one. Thank you, gentlemen. Carl, what do you have to tell us about our show starter here?
Yeah, now the show starter and the show stopper. I was struggling to find something that was, worthy of a show starter and show stopper, but I think this one is. This is the profile is Fresh K1, but the actual artist name is I'm going to say Kayu, Kayu, and the song's called Chasing Dreams, but it's featuring K Crisis on, I think it was vocals, and I just thought this one was quite an uplifting, good show starter. So we'll see what you think.
Let's check this one out. Caillou, Chasing Dreams, featuring K Crisis, and the annotation here is "Feel That Musical Vibe."
Creeping in, and your feelings just a dream. I don't wanna wake up, cause they'll be creeping in the night. If you seek, then you'll find. And we're running out of time. If you're scared, then it's a nightmare, yeah. I've been chasing dreams. All I need just to feel, don't wanna fall in love. Person now, I'm not that type of person now. I'm not that type of person now. Pain and misery have become a part of me. It's the only thing true to me. I just gotta face it now, and the demons that you hide. Oh, it's crazy, I'm not surprised. For the pleasures of the night, time will be the master, yeah. I've been chasing dreams. All I need just to feel, don't wanna fall in love. All these memories I don't need. I'm not that type of person now. I'm not that type of person now. I'm not that type of person now.
Russ, you're the guest. Let's start with you.
I liked it. I liked it. It definitely had that uplifting feeling immediately. I thought it was well recorded, and the instruments, the choice of instrumentation, all of that really lent itself to that whole vibe and feeling. I loved that it was a song that wasn't just one little idea that's a production idea that's repeated over and over again. It had verses and choruses, and I smiled really wide, and I know it affected you guys in a great way. Like you both kind of morphed into something else when you heard that guitar solo. You don't hear too many guitar solos nowadays,
No.
and I loved that. Me personally, the only thing that I would say that's really a little bit critical is for that kind of song, I thought that the auto-tune voice sound was unnecessary. And, at this point now, maybe it's like a little overdone, like we've heard that before and everything. So, but, all in all, a really good song.
Carlos, your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, it's one of the things I'd put down actually. Is the negative side is the auto. I've just put auto tune with a couple of exclamation marks. It's got very so yeah. I think it's overdone. I think it was just because you can use it. I mean, it's being used as an effect rather than as auto tune. So I get it, but I'm exactly with Russ on this, is that it is well overused, and he's probably got a nice enough voice that you don't actually need it, although it's got that kind of vibe, so maybe that's what he's aiming for. But I think from the start, the get-go, it sort of hooks you in with that really good production quality, very radio friendly. It's got the Weekend sort of vibe to it. Guitar solo, I was listening to Beat It, or one of the tracks that came on in the car earlier, and this Eddie Van Halen solo is just so good, and you don't hear guitar solos much these days, and it's a shame. And as Russ and I have said before, we don't hear sax solos enough these days as much as they were in the 80s. So more solos, and good memorable solos are worth having. Nice dramatic piano chords at the start, good structure, and I thought overall it's really good, but exactly the same thing as Russ. I think just a little less auto-tune or no auto-tune would be good.
Okay. I definitely had this. The first thing that I heard was the Weekend. Definitely a Weekend Michael Jackson kind of vibe. The guitar solo was good. I like that the guitar solo was melded in there with that kind of like 80s synth, right, that you had in the background going there. But it also had a nice live band kind of feel to it, right? Because this is what I was talking about. I know that I've mentioned it plenty of times when I've talked about compression. So this had very nice compression. I had very nice compression on the drums. I had very nice compression all throughout, right? The auto-tune, I made a note of it, but I said it's not that much, so no big deal. But you're absolutely right, Carl. I think that his voice is good enough where we can eliminate the auto-tune altogether, because that's something that is very noticeable. I think that everybody will notice the auto-tune. And my last thought on it was, as the song was ending, is that it is very, very strong production. It sounds very professionally done, like you said, radio friendly, time wise. It's groovy, and if you saw the comment that I had left there, it is immediately catchy. I like it.
And if you want to check out his stuff, it's based in Ocarios, Jamaica. Producer, instrumental composer, mixing and mastering engineer, working with different artists doing the vocals. So, I'd say check out some more and see what else he comes up with. 2 tracks uploaded so far, and feel free to follow him because he's not got loads of followers. In fact, he's only got 2 followers, one of them being me.
Well, there you go. I would be the third, I guess, in that case, or I should say we would be the third, right? The Underground Sound is a collective entity right here, promoting independent musicians out there, because hey, you can turn on your radio and listen to any kind of music that you want, in the blink of an eye, but this is music that you're going to hear only once in a while, which is why I always love the independent and indie underground music, because there's always something new. It's always something new. It's always going to be something that's going to kind of get you up. It's going to get you in that mood. And please, 100% hit the links in the description of the video below here. Go visit the artist, share, like, subscribe, throw them a couple of fires if you're on Slaps. Save their tracks, just give them a hello, loved your song, whatever you can do to boost the morale of the independent artists is always greatly appreciated by this camp right over here. So Carl, what can you tell us about this next song that we have?
Okay, next artist is James Straits with Human Again, and he's based in Dorset in the UK. He's a singer-songwriter from the south coast of the UK. Previously been in rock indie bands, decided to dedicate some time to some solo work. So he writes and records at home, taking inspiration from his own life experiences and observations from others around me. So, yeah, older artist, I think. So I guess our kind of age-ish range. And I thought this song was quite an interesting one. And from memory, I thought there's quite a lot going on in it. So you might enjoy this.
Okay. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. James Straits, Human Again. Enjoy.
That I could just feel human again. You judged me once, invite me to be your friend. I'm sick and tired of all that you have said. I wish that I could go back in time to change mine, but I know what it feels like. And I know that I'll be right when I know that I'll feel alive. And I know what it feels like. And I know that I'll be right when I know that I'll feel alive. I wish that I could take that DM I sent and screw it up and throw it over the fence. I should have never had you in my friends. I wish that I could just be human again. But I know what it feels like when I know that I'll be right, and I know that I'll feel alive. And I know what it feels like, and I know that I'll be right, 'cause I know that I'll feel alive. just feel human again. I wish that I could just feel human again.
Take it away, Russ.
Well, that was cool. I love hearing a song like that in these times. I could definitely hear his influences, and I know I caught Carlos's ear. I hear the Jeff Lynne, and I hear the Traveling Wilburys and Tom Petty in there, and maybe even a little bit of Pink Floyd. And you know, it was just a really excellent song. I was thinking, you know, his vocals are a little bit quirky and almost sound like quirky British style. And I was wondering what other of his music I could check out, because I'd like to know his point of view, and if that's just a character that he was playing for that particular song, or something that he does across his music, like that's his style, that's his singing style. But I loved the sound of the strings. That got me right away. Gave me a little bit of the same kind of uplifting feeling like you get from Coldplay. They use their strings like that, and just a really cool production. And the lyrics of the song also were also meaningful. So maybe the voice was mixed a little bit loud in relation to the rest of the music. Sometimes in those big bombastic productions, I'm trying to be serious here. You might want to bring your voice a little bit back in the mix so that you don't make the rest of the mix sound smaller. And that would be the only production suggestion that I would have for that, is that I think it would sound bigger if he was set back a little bit in the mix. But otherwise, I loved it.
Same. I think strings got me as well from the start. Really nice melodic, and I think that's a really good observation about Coldplay, because it's that sort of thing on the production side with the strings. I like the high backing vocals, and I've written something similar about the voice. I've put unique, because I couldn't really. Often we'll say, "Oh, it sounds like such and such," as a means to, to sort of for us to. Well, I don't know what the word would be really, but to sort of means to us to
Have a reference
like
point
to something else, to something else, so that people can sort of understand where we're coming from on it. But on this, I think vocally, I think the timbre of his voice is unique. I think the delivery, what I picked up on, I think on my comments on Slaps, it was along the lines of, I think he was playing the character, because the delivery is sort of robotic and chopped delivery, broken, because he's trying to become a human again, you know. So I like that idea, and I think that was a really nice idea with the the delivery of the vocals. Love the song. I actually think it could go a bit bigger at the end, still with particularly with it depends. Things can be overblown. I can do things that are overblown, and I like music like that anyway. So I love Queen and ELO. It's all overblown. It's great. So I think it actually could push it a bit further with the strings arrangement and orchestral arrangement at the end. But it was fine as it was. There's nothing wrong with it, and I liked it. Yeah, but I take on your point about the vocals as well. Yeah, it's a very hard thing to do, is to get the vocal levels right. I tend to mix mine a bit too low, because Tom's always saying about bringing mine forward a bit more into the mix, but it's a difficult thing to get right, isn't it? With I don't know how it's whatever sounds right, but the problem, and all you can do, I think, as a producer, is play it to a few people as a sounding board that are good at hearing things and listening, and see what they think, and take on board their comments, because sometimes you get a bit snowblind when you're right into a song for a few days, and you sort of kind of forget the fundamentals, really.
Yeah.
Looking at Tom as he is now, he helped me remember who I was trying to think of, who this reminds me of. Ground Control to Major Tom. David Bowie.
Okay. Yeah.
I think David Bowie would be a good reference for this person to check out and maybe use as a reference for their own mix.
It would be David Bowie, Pink Floyd for sure. Like you were mentioning before, I definitely get a Pink Floyd vibe from it. First thing off the bat is obviously the voice, including the effects. They're good, but they're very overpowering. Carl knows that I do have an issue. Not really so much of an issue. Like, how can I describe it? I don't like when the music overpowers the vocals, because the vocals, your instrument, your vocals are trying to say something, right? So if the other instruments drown it out, then you're not really getting your point across, I think. In this case, they were overpowering because they really went above and beyond the rest of the instruments, right? So the strings, I mean, both of you guys mentioned them, of course. I love the string pan and everything like that. Loved it. But there were times where the piano was completely just killing the strings off and you really couldn't hear them, right? So a little bit of an even balance in the production, I think, would be good. Drop the vocals a little bit, raise up once again compression a little bit, and and figure out your peak limits here. The guitar in the background was great. I loved it. The overall song is a good song because I love these vibey, like what you were saying, Russ, like these Bowie and Pink Floydish and Led Zeppelin. I love these vibey songs like this, and it's one of those songs that can take you away to a different place, to really get you kick back and relax, and it's very well done. The thing is that I think that a little bit more time should have been spent on it.
I think the lyrics, the description there would be introspective. Like he's not singing about the world; he's singing about himself and his own. I think that's always more interesting, is when somebody's singing about something universally understood by everyone, but it's personal to him.
Mm.
So that part of it was really well done.
Once again, folks, if you want to listen to the song yourself, links are in the description of this video. Guess what's up next?
Yes, I shall bring it from above this time. The Purple Bowl of Destiny.
Bowl of Destiny.
So as Russ is our guest on the first one, I think we should ask him to say when, and we'll
yes, sir.
choose the category.
When?
This is when, right, okay. Let's see what's come up. One of those. Right, what have we got there? Okay, we've got instrumental.
Instrumentals, okay.
So that's the category we've got. And what we do, Russ, normally is, as you may or may not have seen in the show, we look up the category on Slaps. We look up the newest latest release under that category and play it. So it's a real random sort of random moment. We do it twice in the show as well. So 2 tracks are chosen by the Purple Bowl of Destiny.
I do a lot of instrumental music, so
yes,
cool with that.
We could judge. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if we have another one, because this one is specifically the first one that we came across is very much specifically. It was not too far away. Where was this?
What was their instrumentals there? Well,
instrumental hip hop lo-fi beats. And I'm just kind of thinking, is there an instrumental?
I think there's an instrumental because
well, it's in the Purple Bowl of Destiny, for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly. So what can't speak, can't lie. So
maybe you could find some purple fortune cookies. It looked like that would be good work at a fortune cookie too.
Right. I think I've got an instrumental. I'm going to go. Oh, dear me. What's going on? That's so disappointing. Right. I'll try and see if I can find it along here, because I've got all these categories already. So it should be that I've already got as instrumental rock. Instrumentals. There we are. So if I don't know how to. There is a category called instrumentals. I'm clicking on it now. I can tell you what the latest one is, then you can look it up. Well, I think this is the same one actually. Oh no, it's the same category that you've mentioned. So it's just hip hop beats and things for people to rap over and stuff.
Okay, so we're just there. Okay. No, that's
Although the one next down is Cat Attack, just a chill beat. It says. So the second one down on that category might be okay. And then there's one further down, UI Scooty with Tell Live Vision instrumental.
okay. Well, we always do the new.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We do.
So let's keep that, which happens to be the hot one as well. So, oh my goodness. See,
It's 1 minute 14, so it won't last too long either.
the whole thing is I mean, I have no problem promoting people, but this is a beat that is for sale.
Yes. So should we go to the next one that's a independent artist that's not for sale?
So I'll tell the folks that are watching this the show here. If you're looking for beats, if you're looking for inspiration, then check out Undetectable Bomber here. This is obviously what he does here, but sorry, buddy, we're not going to play this particular one just because it is a for sale kind of thing. And I think that we'll go to the next one. Cat Attack doesn't seem too bad. 236.23. This one's just called 2016. It just says just a chill beat. How you guys feeling about this?
Let's give it roll the.
Built a lot of anticipation in me, so I'm just like, please let me hear it.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Cat Attack 2016. Russ Palladino, give us your hold on. I forgot that we're on the main page, everything just kind of like rolls automatically. Okay, Russ, what'd you think?
All right, I'm gonna start with the positive. Definitely, some very catchy sounds, and the beat itself, I liked. As far as like any kind of like song structure, it kind of kept fluctuating back and forth between quiet and super loud. And I'm hearing a lot of problems in terms of, like mixing issues. Like there's some sort of sidechain compression going on, which is almost feeling like it's out of sync with the beat, with the time of the beat, which is hard to do because you're picking something from the from one of the other things that bouncing, using that to modulate your sound. But that the louder sounds that he was using, I think, are so overly compressed and loud. There's no depth, like it definitely makes an impact on you, like it grabs your attention and you're very there. But I think this song could probably use like a little bit more of a progression up to that, and maybe some better mixing. Like there's some definite issues with the mixing, because when it got loud, I almost couldn't hang with it. I heard some weird things going on in the rhythms of the synthesizers and things like that. So it did have a nice crystally kind of sound that sort of gets your attention, and the beat sounds cool, and it grabs you at first. But I don't think that it's going to accomplish what this composer wanted to accomplish without doing some things to make it a little bit better.
Carlos Fandango, what say you?
Yeah, it kind of drifted. It did feel like it felt longer than 2 minutes 36. I think in respect of, there wasn't, for me, it didn't excite me. It wasn't for me really my kind of track. But I think what turned me off mostly was the fact that it has that gate effect. And we've got this a lot of the time where it's just got that, and I think that might be the thing that you picked up on there, Russ, is the thing that makes it feel like it's out of time with the beat. And that's just one of those modern effects that they use on everything now, this gated reverb thing. And it's just sonically, it messes with my head and messes with my ears. So I want to go, and I've got some water in it or something. It's horrible. But that's just a lot of the modern sort of thing. What I did like about it is towards the end of the song, with the high synthesizer sounds coming in, it sounded a bit like Ryuichi Sakamoto, this sort of good night, Mr. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence type of feel. So it had a bit of that feel to it, and that's the bit I did like about it. Is so there's potential there, and I think his profile picture is quite cool as well, and it's it's just so he's got sort of image is developing. So I think there's potential there, but I just, it wasn't for me. But if he keeps doing it and keeps developing, he can produce some good stuff.
Here we go. Young kid, 23-year-old music producer from Knoxville, Tennessee, right? Cat Attack. So shout out to Cat Attack right there. And that's the first thing that I noticed, obviously, once again, is the noise gate, which is what we've been talking about here. See, the noise gate tends to make me dizzy listening to through both of the cans, right? So like what you're talking about with the disorientation and everything like that. This is a song where it's a little bit lacking in automation, but this is a song that going back to 16-year-old me with a car that had subwoofers in it, driving up and down A1A, or as Vanilla Ice was said in the song, right? A1A, Beachfront Avenue. All the girls are out there, all the guys are hanging out. It's a Saturday night. You've spent all day like washing and waxing up your car, and now you're kind of like driving, and you got this melody, you got this pulse going through the subwoofers in the car, right? You're gonna attract some attention. So it's definitely in this stance one of those songs where the production as it is right now, that's where it belongs. It could very well end up in a commercial, maybe a movie somewhere, right? Trailers, end credits, whatever the case may be. But obviously, as we heard, the production needs to go up a little bit. But once again, for a 23-year-old, that's it looks like probably like maybe one of the first songs, because this is a Cat Attack posted 4 hours ago. Cat Attack posted 5 hours ago.
Oh, wow.
Cat Attack posted yesterday. Cat Attack posted yesterday again. I think that this is just one of those things where it's like kind of like the first experimental song. Like, let me put it out there. Let me see what's going on. Let me see how people vibe to it. And I think that it can get traction.
These types of songs, it's a little bit hard to know whether it's composed with, mostly synthesizers and, drum machines, or it's so easy to go to a website like Splice and download a bunch of loops now and sort of like mix and match and assemble them. And that's why I think you have some issues with like song structure, or the flow of the song, and maybe that's one of those things that the old grumpy dude me laments about some of the music that's happening now. Is it's not necessarily built from like songwriting, it's built from production. So that's what it sounded like. It was like a lot of potential, good potential ideas for production, but in terms of a song, I'm not really hearing it.
I'm just going to give him this, regardless of whether it was loops or drum machine or whatever, he did a good job. I mean, listen, at 23, what the hell were we doing? We were pretty much putting any sound together that we could at that point also. So, I mean, if he's just, an inspiring artist at this point, then, keep your chin up, keep going. Nothing here but constructive criticism. It's nothing but love over here. We're not trying to bring anybody down. It's just our thoughts. We've been in the game for a little bit. Fucking Russ, longer than both of us, but for crying out loud, still looks younger than either of us.
Sickening. It's absolutely sickening.
It's absolutely. I can't get over it. I can't get over it, for crying out loud.
My friends call me Dick Clark.
Dick Clark. Yeah. Oh man. All right. I got to check on two things here, guys. I got the door, and I got something that I really need to check on here. If we could just take 2, 3.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back.
Should we do a special visual symbol?
What?
Do a special visual symbol so you can edit it.
I hope I'm not supposed to come off that negative about it. I didn't,
Well, I feel bad about that one because I'm not normally negative about it, but it just did. I think you hit the nail on the head once again, and we've got very similar views. And it's the fact that I lament exactly the same thing, is that because everything's particularly like rap music, the music is always secondary unless it's something like Eminem where it's quite interesting and things are going on and there's lots of detail. Then music is secondary, and I think it's the same with these beats. Is that the music, although that's all there is, it's secondary somehow. It's just about the beat. And I think, well, no, it should be about the rhythm and the texture and the sounds and the structure and the flow and the ebb and flow, all those things that can go into it. And it frustrates me that you don't have this sort of swell of the music, and it just sort of it's I don't know, it's just so like that when it should be, like it's like a roller coaster. That's what music really should be, I think. And well, I say it should be, but it's yes, there is a place for this kind of music, and music that's sort of in the background, or it just flows, or adverts or something. There's definitely a place for it, but I still feel like it should have a bit of oomph and structure to it.
Yeah, like a little bit more song structure, like maybe start a little bit more low key and build to that point, or something like that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that a song like that is just a patchwork of loops that are thrown together,
And it's easily done as well, because but actually structuring a song and making it sort of build is a different thing entirely. But I think you're right; it's done from it's a produced I don't know, it's not a sort of written song and a constructed song on an instrument. It's just been put together on the computer.
Oh
And
my God!
One other thing,
old
this is going to
farts
get edited out, I'm sure. But what were the Beatles doing at 23? What was Jimi Hendrix doing at 23? You know,
at 23, Paul McCartney wrote. No, sorry, it was 21 when he wrote Yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, for crying out loud, a big, huge piece of technology in the '60s was a fucking guitar. Okay, so I mean, what else could you do except actually play instruments, right? So this is kind of like one of the more fascinating things, I think, honestly, with social media and with music these days, right? Is because there's so many loop libraries and everything that's out there that probably people that kind of like pick them up and try to like formulate a song, not really understanding, what this is, what that is, and that just sounds tight. Let's go with it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like one of the bigger problems. But I got no hate here for the kid. He tried.
No, that's good.
No, me neither. Yeah, for sure.
Potential, and this is the thing. I mean, he's doing what a lot of youngsters do, and this is the sort of music that a lot of the youngsters like. So there's a place for it, and it's just got to find his own style, develop it, and learn the trade, and get good at it, and keep going. This is the thing. You just got to encourage people to keep doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, and I think if the picture that he had up there was any kind of indication, he might be like one of those people, like what we were talking about before we started the show, right? Trying to find himself, trying to find an identity. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of friends, you know what I mean? So he's like, hey, look what I did, and I got music, and he's posting because he's posting like I was showing, yesterday a couple of times, 4 hours, 5 hours. So if you're doing music that quick, then obviously you're doing something, I'm thinking loop based, because it's very easy to kind of quote unquote construct, right? But okay. So in 3, 2, and 1. There you go. Now you can open it. Like show everyone what you got, Carl.
That's your point.
Show everyone what you have, Carl.
A bit of advertising. It's Doombar. Quite a nice ale, actually. It's an amber ale, and it's very nice, very popular over here with ale drinkers. So, and this is with my special mug, glass made by my mum in her arts and crafts place, and it's happy 50th birthday, Carl, with a load of musical notes and things. So she loves this kind of thing. Well, actually,
how can you not love that story right off the bat?
Okay.
And you see, there's the British thing there. In America, we drink beer. In England, we drink ale. It sounds so much more refined.
Well, we drink beer as well, but this one just happens to be an ale. But I prefer the proper ales and things. They're nice. But it's a very nice one.
I just think it's beautiful that his mom went to her arts and crafts thing and actually made him a present, right? So come on.
Oh yeah, she loves making things.
How can you hate the family structure? How can you hate the family structure?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, Carl. We got
track 4.
Robert Fisher. It looks like it's who we got going on next.
Robert Fisher, so amateur artist based in Eugene, Oregon, I presume. Is it Oregon? USA. And amateur artists, played drums in high school, sang bass in college. Sang bass? Oh, yeah, sang bass in college. And started writing synth and keyboard music in the early 2000s. So, could be an interesting one. I can't remember anything about this one, so I don't know why I chose it, but it's 2 minutes 21, short song. And it might be, that's right, I think it's an instrumental.
Oh, so the Purple Bowl of Destiny basically fucked us, is what you're saying. Okay.
Kind of. Well, it depends if you like instrumental music. You're having a good show this tonight.
There you go. There you go. If you love instrumental stuff, then 2 in a row, presumably from what Carl's saying here. Don't take my word for it. We're gonna listen to it right now. Robert Fisher. This song is called "Vibrant Life," with the annotation to it that "Journey Through Life."
By the wayside where I'm ready to roll, stand in line, feeling fine. Where am I going to go? looking out beyond the sea, what life means to me. Day by day and shore to shore, one big world to explore. Taking the test, making the journey, finding the best way out. Each moment, each day, I ponder and pray, we'll make it on out. Step by step, it's a new beginning, where I will be on the road, what to find when I get behind. I don't know what to find, am I traveling blind? Is it easy to see? Is it real or just a fantasy? Can I climb a mountain so high? Can I find the top and start to fly? Taking the test, making the journey, finding the best way out. Each moment, each day, I ponder and pray, we'll make it on out.
Why do you
Right.
hate me, Carl?
Now, the reason I chose that one, I think I remember now, so it wasn't an instrumental, clearly. And I think I chose that one because part of me really likes the sort of the general vibe of it and the homemadeness of it and the 80s retro sounds. But I thought this one would be a really good one for, particularly as Russ is here as well, and you Tom, to as from a production standpoint, this has got a lot of issues that could be rectified and make this song much better. But anyway, so I'll let you talk about all those. But I noticed the vocals are very loud, and he's too close to the mic because it pops a few times.
Well, maybe he just has like the Radio Shack microphone and not like a professional condenser mic. Did you ever think of that?
Could be that as well. It could be that,
Yeah.
and maybe no pop shield. So getting a good basic solid bit of kit to start with doesn't have to be overly expensive, but just decent. That can make a big difference. I think vocally, actually, although he wasn't strong vocals, he sounds a bit like David Sylvian from Japan in the 1980s, from the group Japan, and maybe Heaven 17, a bit of Heaven 17 in there as well. So I actually quite liked the general vibe of the song, but I think I noticed also that the timing of a lot of the things in the song, I mean, I know, yeah, we want a natural feel a lot of the time, but it wouldn't hurt to quantize it. And then if you say, for instance, you've got on Logic Pro, you've got the quantizing option, but rather than everything being rigid, you can actually, there's a humanize option as well. So it just puts it a little bit, and you can then put 10% humanized. So it gives it a bit more natural feel. So I think, yeah, there's a lot that could be done to improve the song, but it's actually not a bad song in itself.
So here's the thing. Initially, when the song started, I was like, oh, this has got a nice like Jarre quality to it. Like Jean-Michel Jarre, right? So you got the synth popping and everything like that. Immediately, just after that, my computer asked me, are you talking because your microphone is off? So the vocals are like super overpowering, as is every other track that follows. I can't make out the lyrics, so I have no idea what the storyline here is or anything like that. So from a production standpoint, is like, listen, Robert, where's Robert from?
I think
you already said Oregon, right? But let's check Robert out. Yeah, Eugene, Oregon. Wow, 19 tracks, 1,328 plays with 55 followers.
Right.
Sorry, not off that song. That's definitely I I hate to be the one that the bearer of bad news, because unless he's paying people to follow him, that's just it's just not happening. Sorry. The production quality, what can I say? It is the lack thereof for it. Listen, Rob, get with hop on Craigslist, for crying out loud, and just find somebody that claims to be a musical engineer or something. I think that a collaboration with somebody that has has a little bit of knowledge on mixing may be helpful with this, because this one definitely sounds like one of the tracks like we talked about in the past. It definitely sounds like an overlaid track, right? So the music was done first, and then pop in the microphone to your Walkman that actually records, and then sing over the music. So it's there's like nothing solid going on here. It's just very poorly designed, I think. And let me see. So I don't want to be negative. I really don't.
But that's why I chose the song, because it has a lot of things that are worth commenting on, so that when people make their home music or whatever,
I'm trying. I'm trying.
It's good, because it means it's a way to improve if you've got suggestions to make. I'm sure Russ will have something to say about it.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you were talking about using logic and quantizing and whatnot, this reminds me of like some of my earliest recordings, where I recorded the first part on a boombox, and then I played the boombox through my amplifier and recorded with another boombox as I played along with that. I mean, I don't think there's any quantizing to be had here.
Probably not.
That said, there was a certain exuberance about this that I could feel the joy in this gentleman. The fact that maybe he worked in a regular job for years, and now he's back to I always wanted to do this music thing, and he's putting himself out there, and he's doing these things and feeling his way. So that to me is the positive in this, is that somebody is actually taking the time to compose this thing and try as best he can to put it together and create something. That said, the timing was off on a lot of different things. I could tell that the drums were probably live, or maybe played with like an electronic drum machine, somebody playing it live, so it wasn't really steady. And I couldn't understand the lyrics really until the chorus, but I definitely did hear elements of his influences. He definitely was into the pop rock bands of the 80s, or maybe Styx or somebody like that, that kind of thing, that kind of pop, 70s, 80s pop. And he's trying.
Well, here you go, Russ, for the influences. The 7 listed is Yanni, Elton John, Human League, John Williams, Jean-Michel Jarre, Howard Faltermeyer, and Prince. This is So, I mean, but this is just going back to my point right there. Is at the very beginning, like I said, I got that very much so, that Jarre quality. But as Russ said, definitely. I remember my cousin doing this when he was doing hip hop, because they didn't have any kind of pro recording gear, so they just had that going, right. They had the one boombox here, the other one here, and then they would kind of rap in the middle of it and everything like that. And hey, years later, I mean, he's making great music. I mean, it teaches you a lot, having to kind of combine different things to make a sound. It teaches you a lot. But I think at this day and age, computers are relatively affordable. So even if you have a phone, you can get a music mixing program to kind of help you out with your process there, because maybe just don't use the boom boxes anymore, right? I don't know, maybe I could just be talking out of my ass here. Who knows? I mean, what the hell do I know? You know?
Yeah, I think that you could hear something there, but it needs a lot of development. And even if you want to play all the instruments yourself and record on a whatever, a 4-track or a hard disk recorder or something like that, lay a click track down or something. Get everything together, and I think that the lyrics would flow better, and you'd be able to hear your chorus lyrics better and all of that. So yeah, I mean, there's something there, but needs a lot of work to get to a professional level. Maybe the guy's just a hobbyist and he just enjoys making stuff and putting it out there, and whatever. He's got a lot more followers than some people, though. So
No kidding.
He's doing
No
something and
kidding.
we don't realize. we gotta try and copy that formula.
That could be the thing. That could be, because lately, like the really distorted bass and kind of like turn the volume all the way up, like that's become very popular, right? So yeah, once again, who knows? We've been in the music game for collectively probably between the three of us about 120 years, I would assume. Yeah. But hey, once again, folks, no hate here. This is all just constructive criticism, right?
No.
Visit artists in the video description below. Click on their links. Let them know what you think. Maybe you have some improvements or suggestions that we do not have. We're not perfect either. So this is really just a musical community. I would love to hear everybody's input here. So remember, links below. Leave a comment. As always, if you like what's going on with the show, like, share, subscribe, or like, subscribe, and share. And Carl,
sorry, I was miles away there.
Carl
I was just reading the comments on the next track. Sorry, try again. And let's get your music out there.
There you go. That's where we're going, right? So we want to promote these indie artists because, hey, once again, we're not listening to the same old humdrum stuff that you hear on the radio. I get it. I'm not hating on those artists either, as all of you know. Listen, they paid their dues. They built their brand. They built their image. They deserve to be where they're at. The record companies picked them up. Now they're investing heavily in the millions of dollars. $250,000 is the average advertising budget for a single for somebody that is well known. Obviously, not a lot of indie musicians have that just laying around the house, unless I win the Mega Millions. $1.025 billion in the Mega Millions to win. So that drawing's tonight. So
I didn't get my ticket, so just remember us when you
what the hell
your
collect.
Yeah.
no worries. I don't forget anybody, because believe me, if I actually win the $1.025 billion, it's like, what do you think I'm going to do? This is going to be the biggest show on the fucking planet. You know what I mean? Because I'll be home every day just doing this instead of freaking, like actually working, right? So hey, just once again, folks, remember, if you're doing music, keep on doing your thing. Don't let anybody get you down. If you have a passion for something, always pursue it. Believe me, in the long run, you will be happy that you did. It's whether it be music or whatever. If you have a hobby, if you like art, if you like painting, whatever the case may be, don't let anybody tell you that you are crap or any of your stuff is crap. Just keep on going, but take advice along the way. If somebody's telling you, like, if you can improve here or if you can improve there, then by all means, listen to their advice, because if you have good friends, believe me, they're not trying to bring you down. They're just trying to bring you up. And from my experience, meeting Russ here today for the first time and having known Carlos right now for almost just a little over a year. Carlos, obviously, I don't think would have anything else but my best intention in mind if he actually told me something, and I believe the same in Russ. And it's amazing the support structure that you can have as if you actually allow it in. So just listen sometimes. All right, that's the holy shit, the awakening moment of the day, I guess. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so philosophical today and everything.
Well, we're all musicians, so and musical people, so you know how it feels when you put yourself out there and you expose yourself. So I would never want to feel bad about trying and doing their thing. And I truly believe that music should be about the spirit and enjoying first. And once you start getting all tied up in the business and all these other considerations of a lot of the joy goes out of it. So like that last one that we listened to, for example, I heard a lot of joy in that, and I'm so glad that people are able to just do it for the sake of doing it.
Going to your point here, I saw a post on Facebook about 2 days ago about that. Is what if you were offered a record deal but you had to leave your bandmates behind? Is it worth it? And I honestly replied to that. I'm like, no. The whole thing is that your bandmates, they helped you build that. You're not going to sound the same on your own. Yes, the record company will promote you. Yes, maybe you'll get a hit single out of it. Yes, maybe you'll be popular for about 2 or 3 years. But in the long run, as we talk about climbing the corporate ladder, we've always said this: be careful who you step on the way you're on your way to the top, because you'll be seeing them on your way down. And when you come back down, if you leave your bandmates behind, what do you think is going to happen? Nah, man, they found a new singer. Trust me, you're done. So just do that. Just once again, just kind of like going on with the narrative of the memes that are out there and everything like that. Just, hey, don't be a dick, right? So Carl, I got to ask you, do you have like some kind of like profound love for French music that I just don't know about?
No, it's just I think
you just have to add one every single show.
It does seem to be the way. Yeah, we had that Natalie before. She was pretty good. No, just happens to be that there's some artists. We've had this artist before, actually. Is
Ian, yeah, I remember.
Ian, yeah. And it just happens that there's quite a lot of music from different countries that seems to be pretty good, I think. There's always, we had about 3, didn't we, in the last show, that were from different places, Mexico or wherever it was, or so all over the place. But this is the good thing about the show, is that it's music from around the world that people are putting out there, that's often influenced by US music and UK music. So it all sort of goes around in circles. This one's Liam's latest track, I think, posted 20 days ago, but it was Universe Brûlé, and that means scrambled universe. He's actually got a translation in English further below as well in the description. So that's there. So it kind of all makes sense then as to what he's singing.
So he like provided all the lyrics here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did the same for Mother's Love. I haven't done it for the others, but I think I'll start doing that, because I quite like having lyrics to read while I'm listening to some.
As we go through this, I'll just pan down. I'm not going to try to pretend like I know which part is being sung, actually, but I'll pan down so that way everything's shown here. So once again, folks, if you like any of these artists, visit the description in the video below. Click on the artist, follow, like, share some fires. Hey, just give them some love. Say, hey, I heard you on the Underground Sound, and apparently they're putting your music out there, I guess. So so love what you do. Here we go. Liam with Universe Brûlé, or Scrambled Universe.
Je vis dans un univers brouillé, des rafales d'infos et de déchets non triés, qui saturent mon esprit, mes pensées, et me font croire que j'ai existé. C'est le prix de nos excès, nos envies. Mais qui le sait ce qu'on désire autant? Dans la nuit, on chatte au poste à tout âge. Mais dans ce bruit, qu'est-ce qu'on partage vraiment? la page. C'est le cri des nouvelles démocraties. Le buzz a pris dessus sur l'important. Et ma vie sert à quoi dans ce mirage? Moi je m'en fous de mon image. Pourtant mais je sais que j'aime mon pays. Et je voudrais être utile ici. Un matin, on se réveillera dans ce train, sans conducteur, sans lendemain, sans frein. Alors, à ce moment-là, j'espère qu'ensemble on saura se regarder et s'écouter. Enfin, qu'on aura encore la force dans tout cela de dessiner ce qu'on a vu en rêvant. Car aujourd'hui, on chatte hors poste à tout âge. Mais dans ce bruit, qu'est-ce qu'on partage vraiment?
I have a feeling that I think that we know what we're all feeling here, or that I think that I know that what we're all feeling here. But Russ Palzino, take it away, my friend.
After the last two that we listened to, like that was, I almost wish like I could have played that for those two, folks that submitted their music, just in terms of like how a song is constructed and the sounds should sound. I loved everything about this song. I did not understand a word of it because I don't speak French, but I felt the passion of this vocal performance and the music, and it almost, I guess if I had to pick an adjective, like melancholy, there was like some melancholy there, and he conveys that with his voice. Beautiful sounds, wonderful beat. He builds it to that beautiful instrumental section where it opens up and you have these crystally sounding synths and just and then folds it all back up down to this very personal vocal statement again. That's a hit. If I had to pick a hit, I would say that's one.
Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, I agree. I love Leon's voice, and made me think actually I wouldn't mind collaborating and doing some sort of duet with him. I mean, piano-based tracks often have more drama in them anyway, and I think Russ has hit the nail on the head. This is how it's structured with stages. It's magical, dreamy, spacey with the synthesizers. The acoustic guitar at about 1:17-ish, I think. The sound of the guitar is wonderful and the rhythm of it, but it's just like Pinball Wizard, that kind of really crisp guitar that you get on that song, and it's wonderful. But yeah, it's real swell ebb and flow to the song. It just goes to show music is universal. So even if we've got the lyrics written down there on the translation there, but I think I don't need them because you can kind of get a sense of the the drama in his voice, and the delivery is excellent. So yeah, this is a well produced song, well written song, and there's something about his music that's quite a bit special, I think. And yeah, we've heard a couple of his tracks now, and they both have been excellent.
Here's usually I take notes during the tracks, right? So here's my notes on this track right here. Oh, hold on, let me get rid of the background there. My notes on this track. I wrote absolutely nothing. I mean, for crying out loud, this is just a hit through and through. The production quality is there, the meaning is there. I'm reading through as I'm kind of like phonetically going along with the lyrics here, right? So I live in a blurred universe, unsorted bursts of information and rubbish that saturate my mind, my thoughts, and make me believe I existed. This is the price of our excesses, our desires. But who knows what we desire so much? In the night, we chat. We repost all ages. But in the noise, what do we really share? We get tons of likes, messages, dopamine overdose from people we don't know any better, who force us to be up to date. It's the cry of the new democracies. The buzz has overtaken the important. And what good is my life in this mirage? I don't care about my image, though, but I know I love my country, and I'd like to be useful here. One morning, we'll wake up in this train without a driver, without a tomorrow, without brakes. So at that moment, I hope that together we'll be able to look and listen to each other, that we still have the force to draw what we say in our dreams, because today we chat, we repost at all ages, but in this noise, what do we really share? Crying out loud, like, come on. You know, even in the translation, this could be a piece of poetry that could be in a book. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is just absolutely phenomenal song. So, wow, Leon.
Well, the French have a history of some good poetry. Jacques Brel, you know, very famous, and it's not dissimilar to that sort of that kind of style of writing. Very good.
There you go. Leon is located in Paris, France. 43 tracks uploaded, 4,246 plays, 169 different followers. Influences include Peter Gabriel, Kate Bush, Alan Parsons Project, Pink Floyd, Genesis, amongst others. Obviously, let's talk about Kate Bush. Kate Bush just cashed a $2.5 million check for royalties last week. Kate Bush still rolling strong. Just had to throw that in there since we're here. But Leon has been up here since December 18th of 2019. And if you like that song, obviously, once again, hit the description of the video below. Find Leon over here and show him some love, because that was wow. Once again, language is universal, and
that's the thing about music. You know, we were talking before about social media, and like, if all you have to do is get that to somebody's ears, because it has this visceral, instant thing that you react to. You just, when it's great, and there's no two ways about it,
Yeah, I was looking at all three of us kind of like bobbing our heads, and it's just I don't even want to say that he sounds like anybody or anything like that, because I mean, it's a unique flow, and that's absolutely just 100% great that somebody had kind of like found themselves and really dug deep into themselves to actually write those lyrics that were posted there, and really make a song of it, for that matter, too. So great job, Leon. Once again, great job. Bravo. That's going to be like, I think, the first clap going on here. So, hey.
So that takes us to the halfway point.
Beautiful. That takes us to the halfway point. We are, oh boy.
Can we get five again?
I thought that we were going to do the.
It's a good idea.
You just want to do 5? We could do the whole show as number 5.
No, I meant, can we
take 5?
Oh yeah, no, we're at the break. We're going to take 15. Okay, so that way we can kind of like Yeah, let's take 15. You work on your internet connection because you got something going on there, buddy. Figure out what's wrong with you. Figure out what's wrong with your Wi-Fi there, or whatever's going on. But I'm DJ X Tech. With me are Carlos Fandango and Russ Palladino here on this on so far a really good episode of the Underground Sound. Not that any of them have been bad, but remember, folks, hey, if you like the artists that you hear, please by all means check out Carlos Fandango and Russ Palladino. But otherwise, all the other descriptions for the music that you hear today will be in the video description below. So click on those links there. Visit them on Instagram, on Facebook, on Slaps, wherever the links may point you to. Pretty please go and show these artists some love. Remember, what they're doing out here is they're giving you free entertainment here. So the least you can do is just say, hi, I like your music. Right. So we're going to take a quick 15-minute break for all y'all here. It will be very seamless. It'll be like nothing ever happened. We will be right back. Getting back to our Slaps addiction. Who do we have here, Carl?
We have Sterion Urumov, who's actually based in Germany. I think he's in Berlin. Because I've messaged him before because I thought the tracks were really nice. I think he was sort of uploading a track a day on his YouTube channel and almost a track a day here for a couple of weeks. I just, and each one, although it was using the same sort of set of basic instruments, acoustic guitar, electric guitar. You had a very limited amount of instruments. Each song was approached differently and had a different feel. And it's like he was just creating daily tracks of completely new songs. Really good.
Okay.
And this is an instrumental. Definitely.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask you, should we go to a different song? Because, no, so this one was uploaded 19th, 2022. So this is Sterion Urumov. Sounds very Russian.
Doesn't it? Yeah, but he might well be. But
should we trust this guy with the whole Ukraine thing going on?
Yeah,
No,
it's not his fault.
Well, no, it's absolutely not. You're right. Yeah, we shouldn't put any sanctions on him, right? So hey, here we go.
Not the people's fault. It's the government.
Exactly. At home with you. Let's check it out. Russ Palladino, our guest commentator. Take it away, sir.
Well, that was absolutely beautiful. And I can tell that was actually played on a guitar and not, triggered from a virtual instrument. This is something that I I love about good instrumental music. The title basically fit so perfectly to the sound and the feeling that the music conveyed. And I try to do that with my instrumental music. Like a lot of times I think of a title before and I say, let me score that. What is that title? You know, what does it sound like? What does it feel like? And then I go from there, and somehow it just comes together. And it seems like that's what we have going on here. Is that it's just very, very personal. You can also relate to it, even though there's no lyrics. You can relate to that feeling that he's conveying with the music, and just a very accomplished player and composer, and makes me want to hear more from him.
Very well said, Carlos Fandango, my friend.
Yeah, I've written the same word, actually. Beautiful. And I think it could be easily used in a nature TV program as a theme tune or something, you know, or a scene for a drama, historical love drama or something. Very easily. Very much Stanley Meyer's Cavatina, sort of, not in the tune, but in the style, in the beautiful playing. It could be John Williams or Julian Bream playing that. And you know, it's just got that universal appeal, but also introspective. Yeah, I thought it was just absolutely stunning, and it's just a guitar and that's it. You know, there's nothing else added on that, and that's what I really liked about it. It's just stripped down there, in the same way that Cavatina is. You know, it's just a guitar and that's it. It's beautiful.
I gotta say, I agree with the both of you. It's one of those songs that kind of like takes you onto a different kind of like a dimensional plane. The very first thing that I thought of when I heard the guitar strums was along the lines of you know, like kind of like Scarborough Fair with Simon and Garfunkel. You know, where it's, you know, kind of like a deep personal message, as something that's kind of like lingering inside you, right? So you got to get it out there. Also venture to say that maybe the Crash Test Dummies would be something comparable to that, but I think Simon and Garfunkel would probably be a more kind of like a folky kind of like a comparison to it. So I think it was a great song. I mean, you know, definitely real guitar, definitely real plucking. I think Russ, correct me if I'm wrong, it was probably done all real time.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
You know, that was just played like that. There is somebody that I would like to throw out there. I don't know how many people actually know him, but one of my favorite composers is a guy by the name of W.G. Snuffy Walden, and he's done the music for a lot of great American TV shows, The Wonder Years being one of them, The West Wing, Roseanne, and he also did the music for the miniseries The Stand. And he's a guitarist, and he just plays that with that same passion that he can convey this incredible emotion and some relatable feelings just through his guitar and just through his composition. So if you have the time in between listening to all this other stuff, check out W.G. Snuffy Walden. You got it.
I've written it down as
well.
well.
Check out music to the Stand. I know it's on iTunes, and if you enjoy that kind of music that we just heard, you'll hear a bunch of really outstanding, film type music.
Russ, I'm starting to think you're a bit of an asshole now, because it's just, oh, look at me. I look 20 when I'm 58. Oh, look who I know. I know this person. I know that person. Like, seriously.
You got me.
Like, calm down, man. Like, what are you doing?
I didn't say I know him. I'm not like name dropping, but.
But he's a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yes, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
I know this person. I know that person. Okay. No, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that, like, I mean, I'm so into all these film composers, and a lot of people don't really know them except for other film composers.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the famous ones like John Williams and Danny Elfman and Hans Zimmer, but there's so many of them that are so great, and they're just kind of quietly doing what they do.
I agree. No, it's a great thing. Obviously, I'm joking. I don't think that Russ is an asshole. Maybe kind of
come to join us anyway.
I thought you knew, like, my friends and family, and they've been telling you about me. So.
No information has been passed down yet. This is just simply like DJX tech detective knowledge. That tells you how good I am.
Where was your cat when we were listening to the cat guy earlier?
The cat? Oh yes, Cat Alley, was it Cat Alley or something?
Yeah, I needed your cat to come and make a cameo appearance.
Yeah, that would have been good. Oh, Purdy, why didn't he come? Oh, well.
He's made an appearance once or twice here. Remember, folks, once again, any artists that you like or don't like, just whatever, just hop into the video description below. You'll find the links there for all these individual artists that we are playing here today. With me today, obviously, is Russ Palladino and Carlos Fandango, as always. And we're listening to some really, really good music here today. Really good music. So Carlos deserves a raise. Carlos. I'm going to give you a raise from nothing to more nothing.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much. It's very generous.
You're quite welcome. You deserve every
penny, yeah. This next artist...
The name recognition alone is going to be great, so...
Yes, that's true. Yeah. This is track 7. Wyatt Heth, I've just noticed, which is a really strange thing because we've never had somebody from Eugene, Oregon before until tonight, and now this chap is also from the same place.
And so now we got 2 of them.
2 of them, yeah. Oh,
is this song better than the other one?
This is a different artist, so I think it's okay. It's I can't remember much about it. I don't want her standing on the computer.
Oh God, no!
Oh, she wants to be on the table, but I don't know where to put her. I'll have to move the purple bowl of destiny. Hold on.
How dare you touch the purple bowl of destiny mid-show, sir?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done.
Now you've just jinxed everything.
Yeah, I'll stay there.
Now we're done. Now we're done. Show over. Touch the purple of destiny mid-show. What the hell?
I'm sorry.
Might be good luck.
Might be.
I don't know. I think I'm bringing bad luck upon the show because I forgot to also say I've done it again. Mustn't touch it. And the chant as well. Normally I do the Nema Shivya, which is the thing that they have in Raiders. No, not Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I normally do it. You may have noticed I always do this Nema Shivya when I'm doing it, and I forgot to do it. So it's got to bring bad luck.
George Lucas fan, I get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Russ. Sorry, Russ. I'm assuming Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Your thing as a kid.
It's never that much into
yeah, you're
Star
fucking
Wars.
older than us. You're probably like into like fucking like 50s cars and shit.
yeah, exactly. I was born in 1964, so.
Oh my God.
I know. Every time I sign up for something, and I have to scroll all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst because I'll tell you, I'm from 1977, and late 1977 at that. But anytime the thing pops up now, it's just like, really, like a couple of years ago, it was like right there, like what the hell's going on?
Can you just write it in?
It was still like on the same page, right? But now I got to hear "Okay, Boomer."
Come on over it.
All right, let's get this one going before we take this conversation way out of line. So, why it evolves something new? Let's check it out.
Song
commentator Russ Palladino, take it away, sir.
It was a lot. Very interesting about that. It's a cool, like modern singer-songwriter vibe going on there. I found myself like moving a lot to this. So I liked all of the rhythmic stuff that was going on, and the lyrics were cool, and the vocal, sounded cool and very unique. I think that the only thing that I would do differently if I were doing it was, I didn't love the tambourine and the electronic drums, and they were a little bit haphazard as to where they were adding them in and taking them out, and it felt like this track wanted to go like when it kicked into the rock section with the real drums. And I think overall maybe that the song would have been more exciting if you had a little bit more of that straight ahead rock drum happening, instead of maybe being a little too clever with the electronic drums and the tambourine. But overall I liked it. I mean, just my gut reaction was, yeah, I'm moving to this, and I liked it.
Carlos Fanego.
Yeah, I was. I think that when the beat drops after that sort of, I don't know, fairly lengthy sort of build up, it really. Oh goodness me, that cat. Sorry, I'm gonna have to let her out because I think she's worrying to go out. Bear with me 2 seconds.
How do I get a cool thing?
Yeah, so base.
Oh, so hold time. So there's if you see the bottom menu there, it'll be like mute mic, mute camera, closed captioning.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you have the same thing that I do because I'm technically the administrator. Anyway, you have the hamburger menu, the 3 dots.
Yeah.
If you click on that one, you'll find visual effects.
Hmm.
And this is where we're going with that.
So with this one, yeah, the beat really drops well, and but then now I think Russ is probably right there. It's a bit probably too clever, but there's a lot of the stop-start, the modern production styles. So it's very contemporary, but it's. I was thinking, is it too clever, or is it more that it's quite unusual and quite playful for the drums to come in, go out, drums to come in, the snare. In out of the electronic drums. So I couldn't quite make up my mind, but I sort of took the view that it's sort of a fairly playful way of doing it, and maybe you're right, too clever. Quite a chilled vocal that suits the music. Be keen to see what else he does. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because obviously got that very contemporary modern sound.
That's one song uploaded so far. Would be nice to see where everything goes from there. I gotta tell you, I liked it. I think the song is definitely, if I can coin a new word, playlistable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good word.
So I would definitely add that to the Underground Sound playlist. And because that's where I keep all the Spotify on. I haven't named it that. I named it "Ait," just out of stupidity, I guess. I was kind of in a rush to create a playlist, and that's what I named it as "Ait."
Yeah.
AIGHT. So if you see any of your music that's on a playlist like that, that's from the Underground Sound, by the way. I'll sort that out when I get a little bit more free time here. But that song is definitely playlistable. I could hear that again. I wouldn't mind hearing it again. So as kind of like newish as it is and everything like that, contemporary style and everything like that, I still think that it has, a very high potential. I liked it. I enjoyed it. The breaks in between and everything like that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Yeah. Well, here we are again.
I'll ask the chap to pass it over. There we are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. I'm the name of Shabbat. Who's going to say when?
Oh, it's Russ. Russ is the guest.
Russ is the guest.
Yes.
Gets to say when.
What if I never say when?
We're going to be here an awfully long time, my friend.
Let's see how much space you have on your hard drive there.
Oh, this is Google's hard drive, so feel free.
When?
Right, okay, let's see which one stays in the fingers. Oh, well. Come on. Right. Oh, we've not had this one before. If you can read it, if it's
reggae.
Reggae, yes. It's annoying that it doesn't get into focus, but there must be a point where it focuses well.
Yeah. Well, I can make it out.
You can read it, yeah.
Yeah.
Reggae in your jiggy. We've not had that before.
All right. So, yeah, Christian A.C. Brown posted 2 hours ago. Look at that. New.
Nice and fresh.
2 minutes, 6 seconds here. Oh, I was going to ask you if you have anything to comment on this one, but you did not pick this. All right.
This one's a reggae track, and that's all I know.
Okay. Russ, what do you know so far?
I know that I'm still trying to get my hearing back after that incident.
Really? Oh,
No.
All right. Now they're
Trying to be funny and entertaining.
Now they're just going to be fucking with me. All right. It's all good. Here we go. Russ Palladino, your thoughts, sir?
Definitely makes you want to move. You know, I wasn't sure where it was going when I heard the intro. It took a little bit of hiccuping there to get into the groove, and then there was a lot of interesting stuff going on. I would call this a beat, and I think that this is fully intended to be used in sync licensing or something, you know, an underscore for a TV show or you know, like maybe a theme under credits or something like that. But it was cool. I mean, it was just long enough. If it kept on going, then something would have needed to happen because it was kind of the same mood throughout. But well done, nicely assembled. I think again, to me, it sounded like you know, loops that were creatively arranged, and yeah, it was good.
Mr. Fandango.
Well, I'd say yeah, it's quite a long, drawn out, sampley, loopy intro. I would, because it's called Carnival and because of the nature of the rhythm of that, I would say it was more Latin than reggae. I could see that there was a reggae tinge to it, but it was more a sort of Latin dance beat to me. Very repetitive. I wanted it to develop. I mean, I always want songs and music to develop more, and I find a lot of the modern music just doesn't develop because of yes, exactly. And what you know, so for me, I think Russ is right. It could be used on a sort of for sync licensing. It could be used on a 6-second TikTok video. It's that kind of thing. With somebody, yeah, it's ideal for that. So it's probably that's exactly the sort of market. There's a market for it. There's a place for it. To me, it feels like an unfinished track that you're sort of playing with and thinking, "Oh, wonder if I can develop this into something." But it didn't move me.
Usually when I'm thinking of reggae, I'm thinking of like Dread No Head, or I'm thinking of Bob Marley, somewhere along those lines. This didn't really hit me as kind of like reggae. Carnival, I think, is ironically the appropriate word for it, because here we go. A 23-year-old white musician from London, UK, obviously the birthplace of reggae, as we know. So maybe it makes a little sense then, but no, Carl, I think you're absolutely right that this 6-second kind of like twinge of TikTok or whatever the case may be, the sync licensing, right? That would be that would definitely be the place for it. Definitely not as the word I myself personally coined just the other song, go playlistable. I don't know if reggae is just like you're limited as to genres that you can pick when you upload these things, but to me it sounded more like soca music, which I'm very familiar with because I know a lot of people that come from Trinidad and St. Martin and Dominica and places like that, and they do soca music, which sounds very much like that. This is definitely very hip hoppy, I'll tell you that much, right? Like if you put some really good vocals back of it. Imagine if you had like a nice bass line behind this. Like kind of like a deep sub bass, and you had some vocals on top of that, right? Where you could actually make this a nice kind of like Latin-esque kind of like hip hop beat, right? So yeah, which is like I think that would fall for this one very, very nicely. To call it reggae, I definitely, it would be a thumbs down on that, just to call it reggae, because I don't think it has anything to do with reggae. Just because we have a reggae sample, in the beginning, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's reggae music.
Well, it says here, because I was just looking up, because I was trying to remember what the actual type of genre for the type of beat rhythm that Despacito was, because it's not dissimilar to that, but I think it's not the right, this particular track, if it's reggae at all, it looks like reggaeton and Latin pop. So it's probably a
maybe reggaeton or calypso or something like that.
Could be calypso. I could definitely see calypso. You know what I mean? Because you'd have the metal drum going on and everything like that. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that.
I like original old style calypso. They're like Mighty Sparrow and stuff like that. But it's just wonderful.
I just think
Mighty Sparrow.
Yeah,
I know him.
Oh, you know him?
I do.
I do. There we go.
Part of my my life has been.
All right, I'll let you guys talk for a second. You guys.
Part of my life has been making CDs and doing graphics, and I did 2 of Mighty Sparrow's last CDs.
Oh wow!
And he's an old guy now, but he's
very much so. I was just thinking about the because I've got some calypso compilations and also calypso artists. My Spirit. Oh yeah, Lord Kitchener. Yeah, obviously Harry Belafonte a little bit, but there was another one. Oh, what was it? I'm just looking at the list now. But maybe it was the Mighty Sparrow ones, but I'm sure there's a few that are called Lord and King and that kind of thing. But there are some great artists, and some of them. I mean, it's just the old ones are just such fun to listen to as well. They've got great lyrics, and it's often about their journey to England, and then their landladies that are a little bit curious about them and all these kind of things, and all their experiences on the London Underground. It's just so many wonderful sort of day-to-day themes, but with a sort of very tongue-in-cheek sort of feel about them, and comedic sort of value.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, they're great. I love the old clips, and they're so happy as well. You can't help but sort of feel like you're somewhere sunny on an island with the sandy beaches being lapped by the water, and it's just really encapsulates that whole vibe, doesn't it? The scene.
Definitely. You know what? This track here, I think that the guy was mixing again, like pulling different genres. Like I heard some trap beat sound in there, which isn't necessarily reggae either, or calypso necessarily, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't really overly exciting or anything,
No. Now
it was a chill kind of thing. Carl, just real quick, because I had my monitors on listening to you guys here, so just curious, because I don't know why I thought of it, but I've always wanted to visit the catacombs in France, right? So you had mentioned the underground. Do you have any kind of like catacombs like in England, or
nothing like the French ones, I don't think, but we have got, I mean, London, whenever building work's going on, they're always digging up things over the years, and there are the things like the Temple of Mithras. So the Mithraeans, the cult of Mithras, there was a sort of temple down there and everything, and they used to sort of sacrifice people, I believe, and so lots of Roman burials and all sorts of things there. So London's and the whole country's got sort of secrets buried beneath, just wherever you might be. In this country, there could have been somebody, a few feet under you. Probably not, but there's certainly in the built-up places and the old Roman cities like Colchester and London, or Londinium and so forth. Then there are lots of hidden secrets underground, and some disused underground lines and stations and things. There's lots of the hidden postal underground lane tracks as well. So there's loads underground in London, and a lot of it can be visited as well.
That'd be awesome.
When you come over, we'll go up at some point, and we'll no doubt go up London and have a look.
There you go.
There's
there
so
you go,
much
Russ.
to do.
You hear?
Really good.
We're invited. We're going to England.
Yes.
I'm dying to go.
Yeah. Have you ever been?
I've never been to England. I've been to Italy, but not England yet.
Ton of fun. I had a ton of fun. So this next song that I see here from Devin Gray, which is just Devin. It says it's called Medicash.
He's in New York as well, so it might be someone Russ knows. But not only that,
bro, there's like 9 million people in New York.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah, that's like New York City. That's like New York City alone.
Mighty
right?
Sparrow.
Okay.
That is really
See,
cool.
I name dropped again, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is just the thing with Russ, just bragging constantly. Right?
Oh, Devin, yeah, I know him.
Yeah. I think Russ will like this one.
I buy bagels off this kid, so hey.
Because
he used to come and watch me play all the time.
He learned a lot from you.
That's it.
You taught him everything he knows.
Wait, let's hear what he sounds like before I say that.
Well, I think you'll like it. This one says on here, it's taken from Spotify's This Is Devon Gray playlist. It's a fully live band in a Brooklyn studio in 2017. We did around 5 takes with no edits, and this was the best. Bass playing, a rather tricky, fully composed melody. Happy to share the score also. So
I'm
make it.
I'm gonna tell you this much right here. Just on the Slaps profile, one track, 995 plays,
Oh yeah.
105 followers. They joined September 2nd, 2015. Some influences include Chris Davis, Chris Speed, Angelica Sanchez. Let's see, Allison Miller. Seems like we're in for a bit of a live show. Let's check it out. Here's Devin with Medicash. Look at that, Russ Palladino, like in a whole nother dimension right here. Yeah, Russ, you're like seriously like vibing out with this. What's going on, man?
Well, it takes you on a ride for sure. And, it's a sort of avant-garde-ish kind of jazz. And it's cool that they played it together as a band. And, definitely a high musicianship there. I like that there was, with this type of music, sometimes it's just every man for himself or every man or woman for themselves in their own world, kind of. But this had an anchor to it with that piano thing that, created a pulse that they played to. And it kept my interest from beginning to end. And the only thing that I would suggest that they might consider is building in some dynamics, because it seemed to be one dynamic from beginning to end. So if you're going to do that kind of music, it might make it even more interesting if you could build in some dynamics, bring it down, build it up, and have a little contour like that. Besides that, it was interesting.
Carlos Fandango, what say you?
Yeah, I've put piano as insistent, and I think that is the key thing, isn't it? It's all built around that in dum dum piano just going insistently, driving the song forward and coming back in at the end. Um, I I think it's all about the vibe on that one. The playing is on point and musicianship's excellent. You know, you're sort of in the. I mean, it's not to everyone's taste, of course, but there still is a big sort of jazz audience out there. You know, if someone's into something like John Coltrane and some of his more avant-garde and experimental stuff, then they're going to be loving this. And I think whether you like it or not, it's all about the vibe. It's like Miles Davis is in A Silent Way. It's all about the vibe, and it just takes you along with the whole flow and the takes you along with the ride. So I'd be interested, actually. I haven't checked it out yet, but I think if there's a playlist and an album or whatever, then it's probably worth checking them out.
Sorry, I don't get jazz. Like what kind of music has like a 9/18 time signature, for crying out loud? It really just all seems like a free for all, honestly. So.
Well, that piece, I believe, was partly improvisation and part composed. So they had pieces that they kept going to that sort of like were ensemble, and then somebody went off and did their thing. And you know what? I mean, look, this is jazz, but it's not exactly my favorite type of jazz, because I like jazz that's got some blues in it, and this is very but there's a style of music now that they call math rock, and it reminds me a little bit of that too. It's very heady, and so, but that, what's good about this is they kept it short and to the point. Like sometimes these things go on for 15 minutes.
Yes. Short being the key word. Like, yeah, they did a good job. They did a good job compressing it. So, kudos to you. Obviously, I'm not making fun of the music, because to each their own. I get it. People like different things, right? To me, it's just like, I really can't hold on, because nothing ever seems like in sync. That's why I kind of like say like a 9/18 time signature, right? Because it's like, where are we going? Where's the piano? Where's the bass? What are we going to do next? It's kind of like a dog, like kind of like chasing after a bone that you actually, pretend threw at him, right? So,
and I think actually what Russ was saying about having the blues as well, and having, and when you think of something like Kind of Blue album, and that's such a good album, it's just a high point in music. It's incredible, and it's all about that sort of vibe. And with that, you've got the hook of a sort of a theme, and it's all built around the same initial theme. And then you've got a bass solo, or that's, you normally have a sax solo, a trumpet solo, then the bass, then the drum solo, and then they've all got their turns they're taking. This did seem quite jumbled, but I think that was probably because it's called metacache, and it's probably all the bits of information competing.
Yeah, more like an atmosphere. Like they created an atmosphere, almost like driving through one of those trains in the Marrakesh country.
No. Here,
just
stop. Listen, you're gonna tell me about atmosphere? Like, okay, Russ, seriously, you as a saxophonist here and everything like that, you'd be getting down to this, like if you were like like sitting there like sipping a whiskey and everything like that, like this would be the thing you'd want to hear. Because honestly, for me, I hear like Frank Zappa on crack right now.
Oh yeah, I suppose
it's kind of like what I'm thinking, is because instead of kind of like the typical like kind of like Zappa rock vibe, we're just like in a whole parallel dimension where if I if I had a whiskey or like 12 beers or whatever the case may be, right, I'd be like, holy shit, did I just slip through a rabbit hole here? Like, what's going on?
Well, you know what? I mean, a lot of times these type of groups, it's what comes before and what comes after that. So they're creating that mood of like a lot of tension, and then maybe like the next thing that they play would be very trippy and beautiful, and so it's something I would definitely go see. Is it my favorite jazz? No.
Same.
Right. Okay. Well, speaking of jazz, I guess since we're on the topic now, because Carl and I had shared a meme, but I didn't think about it until we started talking about this. Musicians, please, when you're designing your logo, do it with some thoughts.
Yeah, because I think the
Okay.
further back it goes, when it was on somebody's T-shirt that I saw, it was
It
the
really
further
was,
back it
yeah.
goes, it kind of does look not necessarily like an A, but an I.
Yeah, no, because especially since the saxophone was like was
I
was
thought
spitting
Ross hadn't spotted it when he
some
said,
fluid
because
out.
I quite like that.
Now I got it.
So
Now I
there
got it.
you can see, yeah. So I think if his legs were spread a bit further apart, it would look more like an A.
Yeah.
Maybe. So remember I before E except after C or some shit like that, if I remember correctly. So yeah, just remember unfortunate timing or a deliberate fucking meme here, right? So
That's so great.
it's just gonna be one of those.
Listen,
Oh,
maybe
gentlemen.
the last tune you might have been feeling like that, Tom.
Hey,
Well, unless maybe
It was more jizz than jazz.
well,
Could've
maybe
been, you know what?
they've started a new genre, jizz music.
jizz music. That could have very well been it, right?
Interesting beat.
I just kind of like think like look, jazz for the most part for me already sounds like a whole bunch of people that are drunk trying to play instruments, right? So maybe that's why they play them at like whiskey bars and stuff like that, right? So I'm just saying, I'm not beating down on anybody here or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. We're just having fun here, folks. Honestly, if you like that song, if you do like jazz, if you like experimental, if you like electronica, if you like Depeche Mode, if you like Metallica, whoever you like, whatever the case may be, please visit the description in the video below. Check out these fantastic indie artists that we have been showcasing on the show today. Please be sure to visit them, send them a like, a comment, or maybe even tell them that, hey, jazz sucks. or jizz sucks, whatever, whichever way.
Well,
whichever way you're going to take that one.
We should really put those together.
I could have probably used a better word, right? So let's go on to our showstopper here. So, Carl, what can you tell me about Reversing into the Future?
Right. Well, the artist name I've decided must be nemanthedeman, or something like that, or nemanthedeman. Neman the Demon. I think that's what it is. So it took me a while to work out what the hell was going on there. But another one from the USA. But what's this? Jemez in New Mexico. Got to be New Mexico, isn't it? Is that right?
Let me take a look here.
NM. Got to be New Mexico.
New Mexico, yes.
Jemez in New Mexico. Making music and noise with my guitar and Moog synth. And I'm thinking, there's a Moog involved.
Oh.
Sold.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, and I can't remember much about this one, so I hope I chose well.
Did we ever concretely figure that debate out? Is it Moog or Moog?
I've heard a lot of people say Moog because it's German, but then I've thought if it was Moog, it would have had the umlaut, the two dots.
I got an asshole moment coming.
Asshole
moment coming.
Who do you know? Who do you know, Russ?
So, Mr. Moog.
So yeah, I know this. Hey, I know a guy. All right.
Hey, listen, I do. Listen, when I was in Hofstra University, the electronic music teacher there was a guy by the name of Herbert Deutsch, who worked with Robert Moog.
Moog,
as he would refer to him, Bob Moog. So, take it for what it's worth. Around the world with Russ Palladino.
Hey, listen, I know a guy. Okay,
how's Bill Gates these days? And
what do you need? What do you need?
You need some farmland, huh? You need a house. You need some electronic equipment.
I got the guy.
I got the guy. All right.
Excellent.
Oh my god. I think this may be the funnest show that we've done so far. So, whew. Alrighty. Reversing into the future. Let me gain my composure. This is why I get upset with Carl sometimes, is because this song was definitely more reggae than. Oh, I can't be upset with you because that was a Purple Bowl of Destiny. Okay, I'm upset with the Purple Bowl of Destiny because this was definitely more reggae than the Purple Bowl of Destiny was. Russ, what say you?
That was reggae, and man, it does just what reggae is supposed to do. You feel good, you feel high, you feel like you want to move. Great lyrics, great performance. Love the trombones. I got nothing to say, man, except for that I loved it.
All right, there you go, Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, well, it's a real summer track, proper happy track. That's a straight away from the get go. It's proper reggae, and I love the way it's sort of harking back to the sort of probably about 70s reggae, actually, sort of late 70s, early 80s. But nice vocal performance from Klaumistic, and because this I think nemanthedeman is a sort of, again, we've got a lot of these cropping up where they're producer artists and they have people featured on the vocals, which is good in a way, because then they can do sort of lots of different music. And I know that Neman the Demon has done different versions of things. There's an instrumental version of this if anyone wants to check it out. But I love that dun 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 dun. So that bit is really hooky, because it sort of gets you, I don't know, it just breaks up the song a bit, but it's a nice go-to part. Yeah,
everything was hooky in that song, right?
It was,
every single aspect of that had a hook to it.
And I love brass, and trombones, brass, brilliant. Really love it. There's really, really good feel about that song. Love it.
I'm going to tell you this much. I live in Florida, right? But the whole thing is if I'm going to take a vacation to Florida and I go out to a tiki bar on the beach and I do not hear this band performing, I am going to be pissed. Okay. Because this is like the epitome of what relaxation and vacation should be, right? This is just, it's so hooky. It just makes you want to dance. Like you were saying, it gets you into that high kind of mood, right? Where you just have no control but to kind of like move with this and groove with it. And it should be taking your body and your mind to completely different places. Very well produced. Whether you're talking about the trombone or the drums or whatever, everything is working great. This is going to work great as a live band. But that's, I mean, nothing but good things, good vibes on this side, sirs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
That's how we think.
That concludes it. I mean, that's our showstopper.
Really? So we're just going to go through. Okay, I was just going to be like, okay, a great show. Oh, that concludes it. That's our showstopper. That's that dry British humor again. All right. For the Underground Sound, I am DJ X Tech. With me, as always, Carlos Fanego, our special guest host here, Russ Palladino. Maybe we can make Russ a permanent thing here. So, depending on how he feels about that, Rookie is Rookie alive or what's going on? I tried to send him a text, and
I think he's just very busy at the moment. It's just elusive, a bit like Scarlet Pimpernel. He's just, he'll be back, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah.
Listen. How many guys does Rookie know that he can drop their names? Let's be real.
All right, Rookie's not a bragger. I get that. Okay. So, Rookie, if you're out there, for sure, man. I know that you were sick, or somebody in the family was sick, or something was going on like that. Don't want to spill the beans here, but if anything's going on, hope you're okay. Obviously, we crack jokes and everything like that. For the Underground Sound, once again, I am DJ X, Carlos Fandango, Russ Palladino. This has been, I think, one of the better shows. It's definitely been one of the more laughable shows. So we had a great time. We hope that you all did. Once again, like, subscribe, and share.
Yep, and let's get your music out there. So
there you go.
The Underground Sound, putting the us back into your music.
There you go. I thought Carl was going to forget that again. So that's.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Hey,
the most fun that I've had with my clothes on.
Wow.
That's
that is a very nice sentiment.
Yeah,
that is a very nice compliment right there. Remember, everybody, please visit the video description below. Find all the links to all these artists here. Click on them. Please shoot them a fire, shoot them a like, do something. You never know. Kate Bush released a song in 1985 that was called "Over That Hill." Today, she's cashing a check for $2.5 million, probably. So, help them out, because you'd probably want somebody to help you out as well. So that's all I got to say. Music is, once again, you're being entertained. Are you not entertained? I don't mean to take this thing into
that Kate Bush song is running up that hill.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to
say over
that
the hill. That's us, man.
Did I say over?
Yeah, over the hill.
I think I'm going over the hill is what it is. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you shortly. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
Cheerio. Bye.